Hey, welcome to Rob Rides Cargo Bikes. In this video, I'll be recapping and analysing the 2024 Kolektif Berlin Bike Fair Cargo Bike Race. So let's take a look. Here we are at the Kolektif Berlin Bike Fair 2024 Cargo Bike Race. Just for those who don't know, there's a few different formats to cargo bike racing, but here's a quick rundown of the race format and rules at this particular venue. So up to 4 riders race in a heat through to quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then hopefully the finals. I say up to 4 riders as sometimes there aren't enough participants to fill out the brackets. Each heat is 4 laps. The first lap is ridden empty. You load your cargo on the second lap, complete 2 laps loaded, unload on the final lap, and then finish the race empty. And then there are 4 sets of identical cargo, so each rider has the same load. In this case, there were 2 full drinks crates, a pool noodle, and a folding chair. That's the main points covered, but I'll add a few nuances to the rules as we go through the video. So here we are lining up for the first heat. It was a heat of 4 riders, and the top 2 go through to the next round. And off we go. Strong start for me, straight away into first place. You can see there's a lot of standing water on the track. It had rained quite a lot during the day, and this was almost luckily like a bit of a break in the weather for us. And as you can see now coming onto the back straight, that back straight was so bumpy. And we'll see if that plays a role later on. So here we come into the first load of the day. I'm putting my bike outside of the orange line there, as it's supposed to be. If you go across that line, then you get a penalty. So there goes the pool noodle in the first crate. In with the second crate there. And I struggled a little bit getting the chair in. And I had to secure the chair this time. I haven't been securing my loads previously, but I had to secure it this time. Because my bowl wasn't quite wide enough. My cargo area wasn't quite wide enough to just be able to throw everything in and ride off. And then also, with this back straight coming up now being so bumpy, I felt like I really had to secure it with something. So I've used a homemade bungee there that I made out of an inner tube and some old hooks. And you can see the chair just like bouncing around so much, and it would be so easy for that to fall out if I hadn't secured it. At this point, you can see in the rear camera I'm quite far ahead. I'm trying to learn from my previous race experience of not just going all out in every heat and trying to save some energy for the later rounds. Because at this point I feel, apart from some kind of mechanical or some horrendous load issue, that I'm probably through. So I'm kind of soft pedaling, chilling a bit here as I come into the first unload of the day. Again, staying outside of that orange line. Everything has to go back on the pallet. As long as it's on the pallet, it doesn't matter. But the folding chair has to be unfolded so that you could sit on it. And then everything has to stay on the pallet for as long as it takes you to ride across this orange line that I'm just riding across there. So that was a fairly safe first round. You can see in the rear camera that I'm so far ahead at this point, I'm absolutely cruising now. Like I say, something really strange would have to happen for me to fall back to third place and not get through. So here we are, cross the line, first place, first heat. Really happy with that. And feel I took some of my own advice from previous rounds and actually chilled a bit and tried to conserve a bit of energy. So here I am lined up for the second heat now. This was a heat of 3 riders and the top 2 go through. It's only 3 riders this time because there was 12 riders overall for the whole competition. So there were 3 heats of 4, and then for the semi-finals, which this is actually the semi-final now, it was 2 heats of 3 riders, and then the top 2 from each of those semi-finals go through to a 4-person final. So here we are lined up now for the semi-final. 3 riders, top 2 go through. There we go, another strong start for me there into first place, but I could feel this guy on the Moolie in second place just breathing down my neck the whole time. I felt like he was almost buzzing my back wheel. He was really fast and was on me the whole time for the first lap. I really wanted to get that first cargo load area because then no one's blocking your exit, and as you can see here, I managed to get it. And here we go into the load for the semi-final. Put the pool noodle in first and then the first crate. And then I put the second crate in, but it sort of went the wrong side of the pool noodle, which kind of messed me up now a bit putting the chair in. And there we go, the chap on the Moolies, he's loaded well and he's gone. And you can see I'm sort of faffing about quite a lot here. Not really able to get the seat in between the crate and the load, the side of the load area. Yeah, fumbled a lot, but again, trying to build on my experience from previous races and know that the top two go through. I'm in second place. I can see third place is quite far behind, but keep an eye on that chair, especially on this back straight. It's super bumpy, and I can see the chair, and I'm obviously, as I'm riding along, I can see the chair sort of popping out of the side of the cargo area, going really slow, and yeah, there it goes. So I dropped the chair. Now I'm starting to panic a little bit because I thought I had second place kind of covered. So at this moment, I'm trying to sort of check behind, make sure I'm not about to get overtaken, thinking, oh, can I put the seat back in between the crate and the side of the load area? But I couldn't. And then I can see third place coming up there, and I think, oh, I'll just ride off and I'll just hold the chair. So this is like super sketchy. You can't quite see my hand holding the chair, but this whole lap was spent holding the chair in the bike. And it was super hard to steer and sort of race at the same time. You can see third place sort of having a look up the inside. And at this point, I'm really struggling to steer as I come into this load area, the cargo area. And luckily, managed to keep it sort of under control. And here we are unloading now, and now I'm sort of in last place. So like I'm out if this is how the race finishes. So getting a bit of a leg on again. There you go, first place. Lapped us basically. Luckily for me, I was able to do a quicker unload than the third place rider. And I spent pretty much all of this lap looking behind, trying to see how much space I had over third place. And yeah, okay, it looks all right at the moment, but like I know this chap's got a bit of a sprint on him as well sometimes when he wants to. But here we are, across the line, second place in the semi-final, so I'm safely through to the final. Well, I say safely, I mean only just. Okay, so lining up for the final now. Stoked to have even got into the final after that sketchy performance in the semi-final. So yeah, the final was the full lineup, 4 riders. There's me on my Miss Bullet. There was a guy on a yellow Schufen Jensen double-decker cargo bike. There was a grey cargo bike monkey's bike, and there was also the chap who beat me in the semi-finals on the Moolie. Pretty good crowd there as well. Really good to see people coming out to watch the cargo bike racing, and Martin on the mic did an excellent job of whipping the crowd up as well. Great atmosphere. There we go, another good start for me. Straight into first place in the first corner. Love that position. Don't have to worry about anything in front of you, just go in for it. And I even managed to put a few bike lengths in this first lap, which is great. I couldn't hear them behind me, so it's like a little bit less of a worry about getting that first cargo load area, which I prefer. And then here we go, into the load area, staying outside the orange line. And this time I tried to load both pallets at the same time for some reason, and they went in a bit wonky, which really kind of messed me up. You can see I'm faffing about with them there. They kind of got caught on themselves, and you can see I'm losing so much time now on the load. Everyone else behind me is already either going or like mostly done. And then of course I've got to put the pool noodle in as first as well. And now here I am messing about with the chair, and everyone else is gone.
Come on, man. You got legs. Push it.
Thanks, Martin. Pointing out there that I've got legs, and I should certainly use them, which is my intention. So I've gone from first place with a bit of a gap to last place, and really almost like a half a lap down, it looks like. So I really wanted to push hard, but I felt because the track was so bumpy and because of what had happened in the semi-final with the seat falling out, that I couldn't push as hard as I wanted, because I didn't want the seat to fall out and then almost guarantee that I wasn't going to be on the podium. So at this point, I'm just trying to catch up with third place, see if I can do something there. Shout out to this guy on the Schufen Jensen, because he was on an e-bike without the battery, so obviously no motor assistance, but he had the drag and the motor, plus he has the heavier bike because it has all the motor in it and stuff. So shout out to this guy putting in a great performance. And I'm thinking now, okay, we're coming to the unload. Maybe there's a chance I can do a fast unload and gain a position. Ooh, tap the camera there. Sorry about that. And you can see the chap in front. He's lost his chair there. Off the pallet, and his pool noodle also falls off a little bit, so he has to stop to put that back, and I'm trying my best to be as fast as I can, which leads to a sort of bit of a drag race into the final lap. And I managed to get him, so I'm in third place now, and I want to do everything I can to maintain that position. Spent a lot of this lap looking behind again, because this guy on the Schufen Jensen, he stuck to me very well, and I'd seen in the previous rounds that he also has a good sprint for the line. But I could see at this point, I pretty much got it. And there we go, across the line, 3rd place on the day in the final, got onto the podium. So despite being lucky to scrape a 3rd place in the final, I'm still stoked on the day, and a podium is always a win in my book. It just goes to show how important loading and unloading can be, as well as the compromise between spending the time to secure the load or risking not securing it and losing the cargo. Big thanks to the Cargo Bike Race Team for hosting the event again, and to Kolektif Bike Show for giving cargo bike racing a platform. I'm sure the Cargo Bike Race Team are not making any money at all from these events, as they only cost €10 to enter, and it's clear to see the passion for cargo bikes and racing from them. Thanks also to Martin on the mic for engaging the crowd and keeping the stoke levels really high. I hope you enjoyed this race review, and if you did, please subscribe to get more in the future. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.